Hey guys, Jeremy here. This is my brother Tucker, and we're out at Wingham building a hemp house. Let me show you around. Here's one of the hemp walls, and above it is the temporary formwork. So these full sheets of temporary formwork are on the outside, and we've got half sheets on the inside, and we pour buckets and buckets of the Hempcrete mix in there and tamp it down to form the walls. And the walls can be, almost any shape. So we start off excavating and putting the slab and the waterproof membrane, and then we build the framework out of pine, put on the roof, and then start to form up the walls. So here's Ash and Jarrod from the Simple Patch to tell a little bit of the story about their hemp dwellings. Go for it, Ash.
Terrific. So Jarrod and I bought this property here in Wingham 3 years ago and had a vision to go and create a family home and farm for our family that will provide our food and a bit of a simpler lifestyle that can connect us to nature and our children as well, so that we have the time to spend raising them and being involved in their life. So it was a block of land with nothing on it.
Yep.
And we needed to build some housing, and we wanted to do that consciously and be involved and take responsibility of our energy use in the build and also once we were living in the house. So that took us down the route of a Hempcrete home.
Yep.
So we've created a granny flat to live in while we build our home further down, which you've seen us start to build now. And
yeah, everything we're doing here is completely off-grid, but it is, again, not just off-grid to the sense of kind of putting up with things and whatever, but we're comfortable. We've got electricity and power and internet and water, and all of that is provided by what's coming onto the land, the sunlight and the rainfall. And we're not heating any of this granny flat that we're currently living in, nor will we be the house when it's finished. And
so using passive design principles, we are able to utilise the heat and the energy that occurs each day to warm up the walls with thermal mass and release that energy overnight to keep the place cosy and not need heaters. And in summer we get a lovely southerly breeze that comes up through the windows that we open up and travels the whole way through to our northerly windows, creating nice ventilation without the need of air conditioners or fans.
Yeah, so beautiful hempcrete material to work with for its insulation, its thermal mass, and its therefore temperature and humidity moderation. So we've been so happy.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Thanks for that little piece there, and we look forward to seeing how everything goes down at the larger dwelling, and hopefully we'll revisit it in a year or two to see how you guys are going and meet number 2 kid.
Yeah, number 2's on the way.
And congratulations on this amazing long-term project, and we look forward to the next steps.
Thank you. We look forward to having you back.
Thank you. So it's a long process, as any building process is, but the hemp is a carbon negative product, so it eats up more carbon than it takes to process and get to site. So using hemp in your building project can minimize your building footprint. And so there's the pine and the LVLs, so more carbon sequestration. Of course, you need to have your tin roof, metal roof, and your concrete slab. It's about a balance and creating a long-term solution for this building. This is like a infill, the hempcrete. So the structure is the pine, and then this is the infill, which is sort of the inside and the outside of the wall in one. Do have to waterproof on the outside, but you don't have to on the inside. It's up to you if you want to lime render or not. It's an amazing product, and I'm looking forward to doing a bit more building with it over the next couple of days, and then one day building my house with a hempcrete. But out here on this 45 acres in Wingham is quite lovely. Here's the supplies of lime and hemp. some goats over there. Here we are building. We're on the inside of the house, and you can see these 600mm boards, temporary formwork boards up against the wall, and so they move up, move up, move up until the wall is all formed up. And so the bottom has been done, and so we're in the middle of filling in the top parts here, and we can see some of the finished walls over here, and they look beautiful, and they're fantastic for thermal mass and fire resistant and bug proof. You can make them all kinds of shapes, so you can see the curve of the window. It's quite nice, and it's up to you whether you want to keep the texture of the wall or render or clad it afterwards, but the texture is lovely. So this house has been built with the north facing aspect, and there's a little granny flat up on the hill there, a whole bunch of swales that go down the hill catching water. Yeah, so this house is a combination of, you know, permaculture ideas and trying to head towards a passive house idea, but this isn't going to be a certified passive house, but it's going to be close to it. So here's Mitch, the builder on the job from BHI Builders, just to have a bit of a word from his perspective. What do you think, Mitch?
Hempcrete as a product is, I love working with it. Really easy to work with, not that complex or tricky. Most people can do it. It's great, got great insulation qualities, acoustic as well, and it's been great working with Jarrod and Ashley on their new home, and looking forward to seeing it finished.
Thanks, Mitch. So this room is getting close to being finished as far as the hempcreting goes. This wall here was one of the first walls that was done a few weeks ago now. You can see the different undulations of the different hemp layers. And if we touch it, it's actually quite hard to touch. It's all petrified. There's a little bit of stuff flaking off that will get brushed off. And then you're left with this lovely sort of, looks almost like a wheat bick or something, doesn't it? So that can be left as a natural finish. Or if you were going to clad it, then you want to leave a 20 mils in between to let the hempcrete continue to breathe. And as you can see, there are the holes left over for the Sparky to come and fit in the light switch and the power points for the finished hempcrete wall. So we can see all this has been formed up and filled up, a filled up formwork. This is a window frame. I'm filling in this bit right here. So once you've filled it in with a mix, then we do a really light tamp along. And then that will solidify thanks to the lime and eventually petrify, sucking in CO2 as it does. And one that's jumped out. Ah, he's escaped. Meh. They make these beautiful little noises, and they got such lovely markings. Hello.
Something there. What's that, mate? You've got something underneath it. Got something underneath your jaw. Oh, he's animal, mate. Animals.